Hi guys, we are going to continue on learning a little bit more about aller and venir. Yesterday or last class, you learned a little bit about how to make sure that you know the vocabulary for saying you're going somewhere or coming from somewhere. So places like la bibliothèque, l'école, le restaurant, le café, la banque, le parc, etc. There are lots of places that you can say you're going to and coming from. You learn to say je vais au parc. You use a always when you're going somewhere with aller. So you contracted a plus le to make au, je vais au parc. And if you're coming from the park, like just got done there, you say je viens du parc. Because with venir, you're always going to use de. And here, instead of using au, which was a plus le, you're going to use du, which is de plus le. But the other way that you can use aller is in the future proche. The future proche is letting us talk about what's going to happen. Okay. So it's just like in English. In English, I say, I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to eat at Applebee's tonight, whatever. Anything I'm going to do, I say, I'm going to do it. I actually use the verb going, which we know is LA. So the formula here is future proche equals a subject. All sentences have to have them. The present conjugation of aller, that's what we just did. The infinitive of what you're going to do. So if I'm going to eat, I would use manger. And whatever else it takes to make the sentence make sense. That's what that means. Usually I make the squiggly line, but I just didn't have the patience today. So whatever else it takes to make the sentence make sense. So I'm going to eat at Buffalo Wild Wings. Je vais, conjugation of aller, je vais manger, to eat, à Buffalo Wild Wings. Okay, I'm going to go there. Okay, so let's see this in practice. What's she going to do? Qu'est-ce qu'elle va faire? You can see in the question here that we have elle, she's the subject, va, the correct conjugation of aller with elle, and faire, to do. What's she going to do? Now, when I'm going to answer this question, I am going to use elle and va because she is going to do something. I'm not changing my subject and I'm not changing my verb, but I am going to change faire because I don't need to say she is going to do swimming. That's not what I need to say. I'm just going to say she is going to swim. Elle va nager. You'll notice that here I don't have the a. That's because I'm not going anywhere. Okay, I'm just going to do this thing. All right, let's look at another example. What are they going to do? Qu'est-ce qu'ils vont faire? Again, I changed my subject. Now it's about two boys. Ils, au pluriel. Vont is the correct conjugation. And again, I just want to know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing at all, so I'm just going to use faire. But when I change my sentence and answer it, ils vont jouer au foot. Jouer au foot replaced faire so that we can know what they are doing. Let's do one more example. What are you going to do? Qu'est-ce que tu vas faire? Now, we know that when the question asks to, that means that you are answering the question. So in this case, I do have to change my subject to je. And because I changed my subject to je, I had to change the conjugation of aller. It was va with tu, and now it's going to be ve. And in this situation, the phrase that I want to use has faire in it. Faire les devoirs is an expression we know. So I get to use faire again, but that's not always the case. All right. So we have two ways to use aller. One is to say we're going somewhere. That was when we said je vais aux bibliothèques, je vais à l'université, nous allons en Floride. Nous allons en France. Okay, when we learn how to do those. Okay, so some examples are je vais à la bibliothèque, nous allons au musée, et ils vont à l'église. All of those have a in them, plus the direct object. Plus the definite article, because you have to use that with places in on. Okay. We also have you going to do something. Tu vas porter une robe. Are you going to wear a dress? Vous allez acheter des nouvelles chaussures. Are you going to buy new shoes? Elles vont choisir des jeans bleus. Now, remember, I used des jeans bleus here in the plural because L was plural. So if they all picked a pair of jeans out, I would have a plural. Otherwise, jeans, remember, is singular. And again, don't forget that you have to use a plus the definite article when you are using a place, if you're going somewhere. Here in the going to do something category, there's nothing between the conjugation of aller and the infinitive because it's not a place. We also have the passé récent, okay? This is what we're going to do with venir, and it's how we talk about what just happened, what we just did. And here's the formula. For the passé récent, we need a subject, just like always. The present conjugation of venir plus de, because we always use de with venir in some form, plus the infinitive of what just happened was done, and whatever else makes sense. Okay? So let's see that in action. What did she just do? Now, the fact is that I'm going to conjugate this verb in the present tense, but it does give us a sense of the past, which is why it's called passé récent, okay? We have to keep this separate from passé composé, all right? But remember, it's the passé récent that uses venir in the present. So the question is, qu'est-ce qu'elle vient de faire? Elle vient de nager. She just swam. She just swam. But this isn't talking about what sort of just recently happened. We're not talking about what happened when I was 5. We're not talking about what happened at the beginning of the school year. We're talking about this recent time, okay? Maybe in the last couple of weeks, she went to France. She just came back from France. It's only been a little bit of time. But if I want to say she just ate, that's literally like, in the normal time period in the past where you'd be like, I just ate. I don't need to eat anymore. Let's see another one. What did they just do? Qu'est-ce qu'ils viennent de faire? Again, I've got faire as my sort of placeholder. That's because it's literally to do, right? So I want to know what they did, right? What did they just do? So I'm going to replace faire with the activity that they did. Ils viennent de jouer au foot. They just played soccer. Again, it was like within a normal past recent amount of time. So, you want to say, why is he so tired? And you're like, well, il vient de jouer au foot. He just played soccer. That's why. It looks like I accidentally got, one out of the right. Here's the one that I skipped. I just have it in the wrong order. What did you just do? Again, I'm asking you directly this time. So I've got the to form of venir here. And again, I'm using the expression faire les devoirs, which happens to be an expression with faire. So I don't have to change that part of it. All right. But I went from tu viens to je viens. I just did my homework. So remember, that's how you answer questions, right? You need to look at the question, ask what it's asking about, and then you're going to, do the correct answer afterwards by using the model. Okay. Oh, sorry. So here's 2 ways to use venir. We're going to either come from somewhere. Je viens de la bibliothèque. Nous venons du musée. Ils viennent de l'église. I took de and I added it to the correct definite article here. And sometimes that changes like de le to do. Or I just did something. Tu viens de déshabiller. Did you just get undressed? Okay. Maybe it's nighttime and I didn't notice that you had changed in your pajamas already. Vous venez d'acheter des nouvelles chaussures. You just bought new shoes. Elles viennent de choisir des jeans bleus. Those girls chose, again, sorry about the typo, they chose new jeans that were blue. Okay, new blue jeans. All right. So in this side, you'll notice my little arrow says there's no article here. Okay, it's just venir plus de plus the infinitive that was just done. Okay, but over here, I still have to use that article. So every time I use venir, I'm going to use de, which was a little different from aller when we only used a when we went to places. We didn't use a if we used an infinitive. We used de on both sides of the equation here, but if I'm going someplace, a place, a country, a city, my friend's house, the mall, anywhere, I'm going to use de plus an article in order to have that happen, or follow the rules that you just learned in the last one. Okay. I hope that this helps you. You've got some work to do on a packet. It's just pretty much a going through of conjugation of aller, using and the definite article with places, conjugating venir, using the de, and then working with the future proche and the passé récent. So good luck with all that, and let me know if you need anything. Bye.